Get busy. No, literally.
Now.
Like, just get busy.
Go.
So, I had this experience recently where I was putting a couple hours into something, a project, right, activity, thinking it would grow our business. And I was really disappointed at the end of it because it didn't work, right? But then I got reminded of something when within like a day or two later, something showed up and some business showed up essentially out of nowhere that I wasn't expecting to show up.
Out of like thin air.
Yeah, and the reminder for me was, is this kind of this funny thing in this world, specifically in real estate we're talking about right now today, that when you just show up and put energy and effort at activities, results follow. But what people fail to talk about oftentimes is the results don't always follow from the thing that you put the activity into. Results just show up when you put activity into something.
Yeah, or it's like they don't show up at the same time that we expect them to from that activity. Like it'll come back around eventually, right?
Yeah.
Maybe eventually one of those 2,000 phone calls I made last month, one of those people are going to call me back and they're going to be ready to join my team. They're going to be ready to buy or sell real estate with me, whatever the case is. But it doesn't necessarily mean right now. And it's definitely not on my schedule. It's for sure on their schedule. But what happens, and we've just seen this time and time again, is when we put activity and we get ourselves into motion and we go out and we start producing activities, results then get produced. Yeah. Not necessarily always from the same place, but results always show up. And so it's funny how like we go, we feel like it's got to be this one for one. Okay, so if I did this, then I should get it back from that. And it doesn't. Like sometimes it's going to come from over here and it might come from over here. The point is like if we're just doing activities consistently, if we just get consistent with what we're doing every day, the results will show up. And truth is, we're not going to give a rip where they're coming from. Like it just doesn't matter as long as they keep coming.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just there's just something to be said about when you're busy and you're out there and you're doing stuff, how stuff comes back and finds you. Yep. But when you're sitting at home waiting for your past client to call you or your sphere of influence to reach out to you, they don't. But the minute you start prospecting on some business or doing something different in the market, all of a sudden your phone starts ringing. It's just such a weird thing, right? So my message is just get busy. Maybe stop overthinking it. Maybe stop trying to say if I do this activity, it's going to generate exactly this much return. And you know what? If you're one of those people, that's fine too. But for some of us, maybe you just need to go out and get busier. And maybe in getting busier, you might find yourself getting more results. And maybe it won't always be from the thing that you were getting busier at, but maybe results will find you when you just get out in the world and start getting busier.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I think first of all, there's a lot to that. Like just go out, get in motion, get going with activities, and then refine it later. I think so many of us want to worry about like the thing that'll make like that extra 5% difference that give us that slight edge. But we don't do the first 95%, which is actually just getting busy, if you will, and going and doing those activities. So get busy, go do the activities, be consistent with the activities, and watch the results show up. And then when you want to fine tune things because you're being consistent with your activities over a long period of time, then start fine tuning and go for that extra couple percent.
In closing, a mentor of ours once said, choose and move.
Yes.
Right? Choose and move. There's something to be said about making a decision and moving. And when that movement starts showing up, all of a sudden, like possibilities show up, results start happening. So maybe it's time to choose and move today.